Hey, what's up guys? My name is Paul McFall and I'm a business owner and investor. I've spent 7 years in the field of cybersecurity. During that time I started my own company, Capital Films DC, and I started investing in the stock market. So as of today, the Dow is down about 34% since February, so I thought it'd be a great time for us to talk about the stock market and maybe take advantage. Now today's lesson is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to talk about what a stock is, how they're listed and traded, how we can gain access to them, and also different ways we can make money. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm not an expert, right? I didn't go to school for finance. However, I did think it'd be kind of cool if we could actually just start discussing the stock market, build like a basic foundation, and then we can all help each other make some money. All right, so what is a stock? Typically, the ownership of a corporation is divided into shares, and collectively, those shares are known as stock. So when a company is actually listed on the exchange in the open market, the stock of the company is what gets traded. So when we actually purchase a stock or a share on the open market, we become known as what's called a shareholder. And basically, we're entitled to a company's earnings, proceeds, and in some cases, even voting power, depending on what type of stock it is. So historically, when you actually purchase a stock, you would actually receive what's called a stock certificate. So on this certificate, you would have the issuance date, like the number of shares you own, the actual serial number of the stock certificate, and all this information is really made so that no one can replicate it, kind of like how money is today, right? However, instead of trading these paper certificates, we now trade them electronically on the stock market, which is actually broken up into exchanges. So the actual purpose of an exchange is to bring buyers and sellers together under a market to actually purchase and sell stocks. And within the United States, there are multiple stock exchanges. However, the two main ones are the New York Stock Exchange as well as the NASDAQ. And both of them are open from 9:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. with pre and after hours trading sessions. So the two ways that I know of that we can actually gain access to the stock market is by going through a brokerage firm, which is usually full service, or another service known as a discount broker. So the difference is that brokerage firms usually offer services such as tax and retirement planning as well as portfolio management, and discount brokers usually just offer little to no commission rates on buy and sell orders for stocks. So the way I actually choose to buy and sell stocks is through a discount broker, specifically Robinhood. And Robinhood actually gives you the ability to buy and sell stocks free of charge. So I used to belong to a different service called Trade King, and I believe they used to charge me like $5.75 for a sell order, and actually the same for a buy order, whereas Robinhood lets me buy and sell stocks with no fees at all. So if you would actually like to get started with Robinhood today, you can actually just register through this link and you'll receive a stock free of charge on Robinhood, which is pretty cool because I actually received one as well. So I would love for you to go ahead and do that. So this next topic is probably the most important topic when it comes to investing in the stock market, and that's doing your research. So the way I like to start looking into a company is by just literally going to Google, typing in that company's name, and then next to it typing in investor relations. So the first link that pops up is usually that company's investor relations page where you can find the quarterly as well as the annual filings. So when you actually come to a company's investor relations page, you should be able to find an audited version of that company's annual report and what's called the 10K, as well as an audited version of that company's quarterly report and what's called the 10Q. Now, both of these reports should start off with an overview of the company, the risk factors the company faces, as well as the financial data. Now, once you start getting deeper into these reports, you're going to start seeing a much heavier analysis of the finances as well as operational decisions made by its leadership. Now we're to the best part. How do you make money in the stock market? So the two basic ways is either through dividends or just simply buying low and selling high. So a dividend is basically a payment made by the company back to the owners or shareholders of that company's stock. You could pretty much figure this out by just taking the dividend yield of that company and multiplying it by the price of that company's stock at the time. Dividends can be distributed annually, semi-annually, and even sometimes monthly. Now when it comes to buying low and selling high, it's pretty simple. If you think a stock is going to rise in price, then you buy it at its current price, or you buy it as it drops and you wait for it to rise, and then you sell it, at which point hopefully you made some money. So there's basically 3 strategies you can apply to this, and that's day trading, swing trading, and long-term investing. So day trading is when you usually buy a stock, at some point during the day, and you can be in it for a couple of minutes, a couple of hours, doesn't really matter. But at some point you're going to sell that stock within a day and hopefully make a good amount of money. The next method is swing trading. So swing traders usually look at graphs and other technical analysis, and they jump into a stock for a few weeks or a few months, and then they usually exit when they see an indicator on a graph. Last but not least, long-term investing is when you actually do your research and buy and hold on to that stock for a number of years. And either you're expecting to get paid in dividends, or over a period of time, you're going to get paid in just the general overall growth of that stock. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know down in the comment section if you have any questions. And if you would like to get started with Robinhood, you can actually once again register through this link and we'll both get a free stock. So please don't forget to do that. Alright, till next time.